afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Heroesreich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Kolotny Ferma. It's going to, by the way, be a long match. There'll be no mid-game analysis. We're going to have here Sebastian the Lobster fighting for the 82nd Infantry Division going up versus Pugnation Penguin of the 1st Armoured Division. And by the way, both players have chosen doctrines right off the bat. We've got defensive for the Germans versus rifle for the Americans. So definitely need to see a player there starting up with defense. We got dual grenadiers on the way for Sebastian, rifleman and rear echelons, dual rear echelons by the way here for Pugnacious Penguin. Common for players who tend to go for rifle company right off the bat, in which case he'll of course use them to quickly grab territory and then flood the field, otherwise with elite rifleman. That way he's recommending a bit here the cooldown, but at the same time not sacrificing ability to secure the territory before that. Got a rush there for the fuel. We also got some early barbed wire up here around the wreck of the Panzer. Pretty common stuff, So dual grenadiers there for Sebastian. And there we go, the first of the veteran rifleman arrived here for Pugnacious Penguin, also knowing he's actually got bulletins there for his EC8, then increasing the armor penetration on the gun. You got the second pioneer there arriving for Sebastian the Lobster. That's actually a bit more interesting to note there. Got points there, we see, oh, moving a bit too fast there. Looks like he was, so he can continue to secure them, but apparently decided against it. Oh well. On the other hand, this is interesting to note here, for example, that Penguin headed for the center first, and now sort of taking a detour towards a few points. Clearly thinking that's not his initial focus, which is certainly interesting and certainly a bit out of the ordinary. Relations there having the first engagement there, 2 grenadier squads, and quickly poor Johnny goes down, a full volley straight into the belly. No chance of coming out of that one alive. Points there being secured, fuel finally. He's got the munitions though before the fuel. Rather than heading southwards, there looks like he's going to stay for the car point. We are going to hear Sebastian's got nothing to cover it. Looks like that he is sensing something's on. His Reich sense is tingling. And we got some MG42s down the way as well. There he goes, striking in. But here the rifleman will be taking to cover. He's going to go here towards the heavy cover where the rifleman likes to be a bit close. There we go, they're also rushing forwards. There we go, the several shots going in there. One goes score, already taking heavy losses down to half health. 3 men. And there we go, more off and run. We got veteran 2 riflemen there as well. Pioneers are flanking in for the glory of Deutschland. Grenadiers need to retreat. Most of the units cut down. There you go. Pioneers handing in some shots there with the MP40 drawing fire as well. And the rifleman again. There we go. The rifleman being outcome here by the might of the Wehrmacht's Pioniere. Leaving behind only Fred to escape. Gutes Arbeit, Leute. Already veteran run here for the Grenadier. So that's a bit of a setback there for Penguin, though only a mild one. We're also thinking Pioneers trying to lay down barbed wire here to basically prevent a more direct path towards there. Of course, they could always walk over the fence. Grenadiers there reinforcing. We got an MD4 just up to cover the cut-off here around the centre. I imagine to prevent sort of a direct move towards there again, at least happening immediately. So 2 Pioneers, 2 Grenadiers, 1 MD40 there so far for Sebastian. Rather than running straight to the Pioniere, we're also getting past. We got Grenadiers around to support though. Pioneers there might not be able to do enough there, although the rifleman on negative cover, and there we go, Pioniere on the run. Oh dear, can they make it, oh! Just in front of his own comrades, his life was ended. How tragic. More Grenadiers on the way for Sebastian. Pioneers moving to the centre, we got resistance wandering about in the north. No sign of tech up. And for Penguin there, we've got a lieutenant on the way. Rear some getting quickly stopped by the MD42, quickly losing 1 man there to the vicious volley. And there we go, we might see a rear unit there pay with its life the ultimate price in service of the United States Armed Forces, or not. But veteran 2 there on the Grenadier. Lieutenant arriving here for Penguin. He could of course add in M20 after that, a half-tech or something else, all depending on what Penguin is thinking. Tag up there for Sebastian. Forces moving towards the centre there, setting up in the church. So far no sign of his doctor. He can right now focus on laying down tank traps, and he can set down trenches. We've got Ravner coming in here from the Grenadier. Taking minor losses. Lieutenant moving in here, creeping up, showing he can avoid as much fire as possible. Lima coming here from the church. The rifle here might be in a bit of trouble. Though rather looks like the MD-42 is placing windows further faster away, ensuring the rifle in a bit cover. There we go. Here's arriving, making a mockery of the cover. Meanwhile, they continue up north. It looks like Penguin is not going to rush straight into here and into the potential arc of fire of the MD-42. Like to make it as company going up here for Sebastian. Nothing so far here out of the platoon command post here for Penguin. Could be he's aiming for the A half-track then. The anti-aircraft half-track rather than pushed away. Lightest machine gun up for the Grenadier, increasing their firepower notably. And there we go, we got a scout car and we got the A half-track there on the way for Penguin. So scout car versus A half-track, that's definitely a bit ungunned there for the Germans. Rather than the lieutenant here, but we do see a bit quick while they're quickly cutting down the lieutenant and one of his men. Leaving behind only 2 survivors to quickly get the hell out of there. And we got the scout here arriving for Sebastian, the 221 getting upgraded there to the 222, knocking down a post in the process. Hopefully someone wasn't expecting an important call. Point there being secured. And there go Rearson's encountering here the scout car. Down to 2 men already there. The scout car easily securing a few kills there initially. Rifle here. Quickly drive no, apparently not. Still, the rifle now taking losses. Even as the Grenadiers out in the open, though, they themselves are hopping here. And we could see a Grenadier squad there wiped out. And if he's really unlucky, he'll hand over the light machine guns there to the Americans. And it looks like he might make it. On Fritz, run, you can do it! Even if you are technically lugging around a lightest machine and gewehr. Scout can run. We could see a unit wiped out there. Penguin needs to be careful. It looks like he pulls off the same trick. There's the Grenadiers. A half-track has arrived here for Mr. Penguin, opening up with his dual 50 calibers and the 37mm anti-aircraft gun. Grenadiers here reinforcing. And scout car falling back. Few shots are fired but quite missing. Oh dear, moving up into it. What are you doing, Sebastian? Oh dear, that was close. A few shots down, that 222 would have been a burning pit of scrap metal. Pack 40 there following up for Sebastian. Otherwise, he's holding most of the map here. Currently, he's also managed to cut off Penguin there for his reasons for a bit. But of course, he's still got the A half-track. Here's quite the threat. Opening up there in the church, quickly knocking down the doors. And oh dear, careful there with the 222. Sebastian, careful with it. Seriously careful with it. Then again here with the church, you could try and drive up past it and get behind the 222, well in front of it technically, into the blind spot and then knock it out. Oh no, he's moving out in front of it. Ah, what are you doing, Sebastian? 9! 222 went down. And anything but noble manner, that was a bit wasted there by Sebastian. He could have driven up behind instead and gotten it from the front. Might have been a misclick, but who knows what else. Pack 40 though is arriving, but now he's looking to lose a lot of territory here. So the AA half-track has wrecked the centre of Sebastian's defences and forces, leaving him in a bit of a nasty position. Return there coming under fire. We got fuel cache going up there for Penguin, hitting him with further resources along, so plus also protecting CoH2 at the same time. Nicely done there, so they're going to make it harder for Sebastian to cut him off from resources. Let's go in there we go, we got the half to the firing rate, Pack 40, not quite there to support, but there we go, setting up. Shots fired, misses. Take up, could be an idea for Sebastian. Soonish anyways. Nothing further going on here in Penguin space. And Ruffin flanking south, going there for the fuel point. Meanwhile, Ruffin holding up units there inside the church. Slight northern approach there from Pioneers that he's trying to hit a bit back there, Penguin, but at the same time getting hit by several points by Penguin. So in that regard, Sebastian is under pressure here. No take up. MG42 sitting up there. A half-track going for the Pioneers for the kill. And the Pioneers are quickly sent packing, while the South of Rifle themselves are sent off for a run, but not before they manage to cut off Sebastian there from his own fuel point. So definitely looking a bit harsh there. There's a Lieutenant waiting about there. He could consider some upgrades. He's got plenty of fuel, for example, so some BARs could help out Penguin quite a bit there. Of course, he could also go for flamethrowers. Tag up there for Sebastian, rather than they run off by the Grenadier. Veterans one there with three, with the light machine guns. A half-track trekking south to try and deal with that. And a captain on the way, also common move to see some players go for it when they do play Rifle Company. That way they get both of those sort of supplement things, and then they just basically rely on the EC8s for all armor purposes. So not too big a novelty there, but it's not something all of American players do when they do go for Rifle Company, mind you. But it certainly is what some players do. Pack 40 almost got the A half-track there. We got Rifle and Lieutenant moving in there. We got a bunker going up here, by the way, and we got a command bunker going up for Sebastian. Now that's pretty interesting to see. Not a lot of Wehrmacht players use command bunkers, but clearly Sebastian's got something in mind there. And it's overall not necessarily a bad position, though. He might actually want to place it maybe a bit closer to the front line, but there you go. Still, managed to pulse back the Lieutenant here with some good shooting. And there you go, he's now got a more forward reinforcement point sort of to fight from. He could have used a half-tick because he wants to save fuel right now. A command bunker is certainly the more efficient choice in that regard. So still interesting to see, though. On the other hand, we've seen nothing of his doctrine. We've seen no defensive fortifications, no, well, tank traps, no trenches, well, no hull down, but he's got nothing to hold down at the moment. You can't exactly put infantry hold down. Come on, Dieter, we'll stack some sandbags on you. That'll crush me. Don't be such a baby.
How can we help?
Ready. Send orders.
There you go, you have to again north to deal with some harassers.
Around our asses. Tactical point.
And there we go, we got Browning automatics there for Penguin's riflemen, increasing their firepower. Looks like we got dual upgrades there for at least some of them. Certainly increasing their firepower notably. Nothing else from the company command points there besides the captain at the moment for Penguin. No armor though. Flame to face. Sebastian, of course, could take onwards and maybe try to play for a Panther, but there's certainly going to be some time there. If he does go for that. A bit of light artillery here though added for Sebastian to help deal with Penguin's riflemen squads there within the buildings. There we go. Getting some kills there, but eventually 3 riflemen with 2 BARs. Oh! Chose poorly there with the doors. A half-track to the rescue there, gaining veterans who won the process, going down there to harass. Victory point wise, Penguin does have a lead there against Sebastian the Lobster. Has so far not built anything or taken up. Either he should take up or he should build up. It looks like we're going to see the support on the corner now. Oh, got the captain with a well-placed rifle grenade. Leaving only bodies and, well, broken bodies and blood. Mortify this point. We got guns in and got note, by the way. All 3 grenadiers now upgraded with light machine guns. All 3. All 3 there for Sebastian. A half-track there firing away. Nothing to really deal with it though. We got the pack following moving up to try and help with it. Meanwhile, assault up here. Now I've been countering the MD-42 and a very harsh series of shots. Again, pack 40 trying to get that damnable A half-track once more. It gets away cleanly, and the support goes up. He's got resources for the Panther. Or Panther 4 just needs some manpower basically, then he can sort of get that out, and that could try to give a bit of punch there versus Penguin, though Penguin is getting closer to be able to call in the Sherman EC8, which could certainly give Sebastian a bit of a problem and certainly limit the shock effect of his Panther 4. reasons think about in the north.
I got orders.
Still, no sign of him using his doctrine whatsoever. Again, no tank traps, no trenches, no hold down, and now no command and Pack 43. And versus all the American tanks, a Pack 43 could actually be useful in the right position. Or at least is what you're going to be guessing are a lot of tanks. Since, you know, you don't just go for lieutenant and the captain if you don't intend to get a bunch of EC8s instead of anything from the major's doctrine. Or doctrine but building. There we go, re-echelon's wiped out, so finally got a wipe there against Le Penguin. But there you go, large push in the south, Rifleman, Lieutenant, AA half-track, Panzer IV, finally on the way there for Sebastian. Finally on the way, Panzerkampfwagen 4 bereit. And we got another bunker here now for Sebastian. Could it be an MD bunker? Could it be a medic bunker to sort of support things around here? Either could work out, either could work out. Some players like to put a medic bunker in next to a command bunker. Of course, right here, an MD bunker would certainly be able to cover sort of things here, though it would be a bit limited in some departments, I feel. Almost dead Rifleman, by the way. Sliver of health, and there we go. They are quick to realise their mission is a doomed one and retreat before they end up, well, he ends up dead. Everybody else is dead, pretty much, and have been doomed. And there we go. Right before the Panzer arrives, we got the Sherman EC8 up there. Ready to crush some krauts and blow them apart.
We just lost a unit.
White phosphorus barrels going down straight on the mortar. Doing quite a bit of damage there. We got the Pentaform, we got Pentaman machine gun on the way. Let's sort on the south here. Might be an idea to move the Panther down there. We also got anti-tank guns out for Penguin. The M157mm, which by the way is an anti-tank gun they pretty much just took from the Brits and gave a different name, since they didn't have anyone in that class themselves. Sherman fighting up north here versus Pioneers. Looks like the Panzer IV is going to try and hunt that down a bit. Oh, then again, its the rear's exposed actually, so the Panzer IV should active a decent chance here. There we go, if it could hit, that is. Come on, Jürgen. Hit! Misses again.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy.
So it takes a hit from the Sherman EC8. Got Pack 40 joining in, but at the same time anti-tank guns following up on that. Both are now, oh, Panzer IV's closer to half health than the Sherman though, there we go. Oh, another shot bounced. At the same time, good use of use the smoke screen by the way, by Penguin. 9 the Pack 40 in charge. There you go, Rifleman. He had nothing escorting or screening the Pack 40 there. Definitely only risky move there by Sebastian. That could cost him quite a bit there, and certainly hand Penguin a potent anti-tank weapon. So that is a move that could easily backfire heavily on Sebastian. He's doing here with Cameron Rifle and MB-42, suppressing the Rifleman, just loads of machine gun fire there, raking them down. And there we go, almost got the unit wiped in fact. Though he needs to spread out a bit there. I mean, one good grenade or anything like that could do quite a bit of harm to him. Church collapses. Got the A half-tech moving up. We got the engineers there working on the EC8 again while the Pioneers are basically slaving away on the Panzer IV. We got that A half-track back in business. Closing in on Victory 2 there as it shoots up some goddamn krauts.
Rifle squad ready for action.
Panzer IV though ready once more to take on the fight to the Yankees. Sent in from the 1st SS Panzer Division to support the 1st Infantry, or the 82nd Infantry Division here versus the 1st Armoured. But again, interesting enough, he's gone for defensive, but we're not really seeing any usage of it whatsoever. I mean, at the very least, you could consider some trenches, as that requires opponents at least get grenades to deal with that a bit more steadily. I mean, a trenched gun, he's got with light machine gun here, for example, would be quite potent, or down here as well. I mean, he's having a hard time controlling the points. Tank traps could help make it more difficult for Penguin to move out his arm, and of course, hold down could allow him to hold a point as well. And finally, the Pack 43 would certainly allow him, if well placed, to sort of deal with a Yankee armament, trying to force Penguin to have to deal with that. But a second Pack 40 on the way for Sebastian. He could have gotten a Panzer IV, or a pair of Stoogs. So we'll of course have to see how that goes out. We hit the Panzer IV there. There we go, EC8 flanks in. Moving up its high velocity 76mm gun, opening up another Panzer IV. Shots fired back there with the Panzer IV, and we got another EC8 there on the way. Oh, Sherman almost knocked out, almost. Almost got, we got the anti-tank and the M1 sending up there to deal with the Panzer IV. Panzer IV needs to fall back, although it is getting close to Sebastian 1. Shots fired, Grenadiers moving up there, but again, bunching up. White Phosphorus bomb going down there on the Grenadiers, and again the way he's coming up might force to cause full retreat. There we go, straight into the EC8. Anti-tank gun cleared out. Pack 40 firing. Somehow it's working for Sebastian, but any moment now, the magic could be gone and he'd be screaming. And there we go. Grenadiers taking heavy losses, quickly getting crushed and torn apart by 50 caliber fire as well. Air half moving up. We could see some wipes there against Sebastian. There we go. One squad wiped. Could be another wipe. Air half coming up from the back. Probably got the Panzer IV moving in. No, looks like 2 men to go up, but still losing one Grenadier squad. Veteran defeat is going to cost him. Notably. Panzer IV moving in there. Might get hit by an anti-tank rifle. There we go. Got the bloody thing. Finally on fire. Anti-tank grenade failed. Penetrate the frontal armor of the Panzerkampfwagen. 2 pack 40s here, while we're moving around together, so we can quickly get off a much more deadly volley there versus the Yankees. While troops reinforcing there. He's still not upgraded this bunker, by the way. He's still not upgraded it. And certainly with the White Phosphorus barrages, and the fact he managed to get men out of them without losing a single man would make it a good investment. Either that, or at the very least, use field first aid kit. Pack 40s ever rolling back. Sadly, it seems here for Penguin he did not have the forces to pursue and destroy. Still, victory points are not looking good here for Sebastian. He needs to somehow turn that around. He could also benefit from getting another Panzer here, or some Stugs. At least one Stug, then he could then consider taking up for the third battle phase, maybe get some Panthers here, since it's clearly going to be that Penguin's going to play for a lot of EC8s in that regard, you know. Going for Panthers would the longer term be a more efficient option. Before, that is, Penguin might have a chance to build up too many. Since these 8s do possess notable penetration there, and slightly improved armor over the regular Shermans, just make it a bit more difficult for the Panzer IV to deal with them reliably. In particular with the EC8s get some veterans here and thus begin getting a higher rate of fire, they can really become a problem for German armor. But there we go, we got the second Panzer IV on the way. Telemines, probably they could also be a consideration there for Sebastian here in the fight against the armies. Both the EC8s now ready. Only 150 caliber though, he could consider getting the other 50 caliber up as well. Smoke screen going down there from the mortar, not bad, not bad. Using that to secure the central victory point, but there we go, you see it's moving over and Grenadier. Quickly inflicting some losses. Got the Panzer IVs moving in to try and deal with it, going to flank in there, bit risky, a bit risky. Under fire there from the tank. I'm getting off some excellent hits there on the advancing infantry. Penguin there having bounced out a bit too close. Oh, Pack 40's not ready to support. We might see one Panzer IV down here. Oh no, and he was his Panzer IV close to Victory 2, which would make it more difficult for the EC8s to deal with and giving him more chance of surviving then. Oh dear, that's going to hurt Sebastian. No tech, he might definitely consider sort of aiming for that. A more mortar fire. Careful there with the EC8 though, Penguin. Got a few shots here from the Pack 40 in particular. One gets off a target weak point. That Sherm's going to be stunned and turned into, well, likely mincemeat there by the anti-tank guns, and the Panzer IV certainly trying to get off target weak point might be a good idea there for Sebastian. Try to at least catch one tank at a time and wipe them out. That would certainly at the very least force Penguin to be more thinking about flanking rather than just head-on steamrolling.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it. Ready, set.
Panzer IV in need of some repairs, and there we go. He is taking up now. Heading for the third battle phase. Panthers and other goodies. We got a pack howitzer out here. Penguin adding in some light artillery. EC8 rolling in Grenadiers here on their own without any anti-tank support, becoming easy targets there for the EC8, in particular one who's getting benched. Both have increasing their rate of fire there, which is definitely going to make them a bit of a problem. for the Germans. MG42 cleared up, by the way. Sebastian is beginning to bleed up. We got a bunker going up again. Another bunker. Another command bunker. Now this is highly extraordinary. We're actually seeing someone built several bunkers out on the field, and none of them so far have been a machine gun bunker. That is interesting. It's only 2 command bunkers. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea at all. I mean, it's got some merit, but, you know, I'd still like for the other one to be upgraded as well. Just saying. Just saying. Otherwise, you should consider taking up, maybe. Or once it's taken up, that is, get the heavy panzer co-op and aim for some panthers as swiftly as possible.
Reinforcements in. Sherman ready to commit.
They, of course, have to see what actually happens here. Mention one there, the mortar crew. I'm surprised they're able to keep up a good rate of fire considering their condition. I'm covered all in sauce. And Dieter looks like a ghost. Pack-Harter barrage going down, but again another smoke screen there. I mean, at least some good usage of, at least rudimentary, I would suppose, say usage of smoke screens there by Sebastian. Sherman's moving up there, needs to be careful though. You got at least one Pack 40 here ready to turn any easy 8 into an easy cooker. Oh ho ho. The punnage, the punnage.
Knock it off and listen up. Ground's ours. Crew ready.
Bit of lighter finding there for the south. Grenadiers moving in from several sides there. He's got nothing to support them though, which also makes it easier for, well, Penguin to move down and counterattack them. I mean, he really should be at least having the Panzer all there to support and cover. And there you go. Easy hit charging into the centre. Penguin does seem to perhaps not quite learn his opponent's patterns either. And there you go. Target weak point. Target weak point. Almost got it. Almost got it. Was able to pull away just in time before the stun set in. Still doing quite a bit of damage. We've got a smoke screen going down here from Penguin. Realised, of course, his mistake. At least there you go. Panther for them moving in. Trying to get off a kill. Moving through the Pack 40. They should just target ground. There we go. Ah! Both shots missed. Panther 4 needs to get away before the anti-tank and gets it. Some slightly tense armor action here in the centre. No tanks were lost, but it was only close. We got an anti-tank gun crew dead, but that was about it. Also 52 on the Pack 40, but again, target weak point is sure find.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Green as green can be.
Additional pioneers there. Will he go for the heavy panzer core? Because he should. He should, as soon as possible, get the heavy panzer core, begin getting some panthers, and begin crushing those Yankees. And making some cry like little girls. There's one moving ahead there, straight into the MD42. Mortar fire going down there. Pack-Harter fire going back in return. Panzer 4, half health. Lots of BFR. There you go, getting his flanking. They're still. Sebastian does have a very nasty habit there of just hoarding up his infantry. There's very little, how should we say, tactical finesse or tactical common sense there in a sense. It's just very much infantry brute forcing and blobbing. Which does mean, of course, he would suffer heavy casualties there and could easily sort of lose a lot of units if he's not careful. So in that regard, it's a bit problematic, to be quite fair, compared to Penguin, who's clearly using his infantry with a bit more, well, thought behind it. Grenadier squad there wiped out, light machine gun dropped. Then we got another white phosphorus barrage going down, even as a third easy hit there arrives. The easy hit basically being a version of the 76mm Sherman, which had some better transmission, other bits there, making it overall well for a smoother ride. Now, of course, one thing to note about the Sherman EC8s and the 76mm Shermans were they were generally not overall popular. So it's why they did have more armor penetration. They did come at a sacrifice at high explosive capabilities, at least their ability to deal with infantry, which is actually quite a bit of concern there for tankers, since infantry with Panzerfaust, of course, can be quite a menace as well. So in that regard, there were some issues there. In fact, of course, some commanders try and retain some older 75mm Shermans, and that is what they lost again. He takes heavy casualties easily, in this case, handed over light machine gun to his opponent. So in that regard, there's clearly some problems here with infantry for Sebastian. But, little fun fact there again, about, well, higher velocity guns and the likes, and that was certainly also a bit of a problem for the Panther as well, compared to the Panzer IV. While it was more effective versus armor, it was less effective versus infantry due again to the higher velocity of the gun. The reason basically being the higher velocity, the more stress on the shell, which means a thicker shell is needed, which means there's less room for high explosives.
They got wiped out.
So, little fun facts. So we got another pioneer in the white. Still no heavy panzer corps there for Sebastian.
Send your orders. Fire it!
Pack howitzer firing. I think got a flare there fired or something. Yes indeed, spotting head here for the pack howitzer, not bad. Bit too close to everything, but again he's taking advantage in this case with the pack howitzer, ensuring he doesn't have to treat the pack 40 for reinforcement, for example, which is actually pretty clever. Also allows M4 to remain below, allows him to retain a solid position there, which is going to be hard to push off. Though of course with the right phosphorus battle, yes, a medic bunker would be a good sort of addendum there. Sort of add to things. Victory points wise though, he's having a hard time again. That's also clearly a problem here with Sebastian's strategy. He's having a hard time holding beyond anything sort of further right before the victory points. He's also not good at sort of striking up northern points in longer periods of time, but he should definitely consider some MGs or bunkers or trench grenadiers here to sort of cover some of the southern points as well. Got these hitting up by the veterans here too. Panther, they're taking a nasty hit. But managed to escape here the EC8, which is closing in on veterans free. There you go, Robin straight into the grenadiers. Only one unit though is in a poor condition, which is a good advantage here to the rifleman. Then again, maybe not. Oh dear, close! Oh, another unit lost there. He's getting replacement grenadiers, but it's certainly costing him, and it's of course also costing a lot of experience to replace them like that. So it's not really a solid position there for Sebastian. He's also flowing quite a bit of fuel again, aiming for a Panther. In fact, having done that sooner should have been a good idea for him, but it's still not really happening, and it's only giving Penguin more time just getting the most out of his EC8s with some ease. Of course, the Pack 40s are a problem, but certainly they can't quite as easily pursue his EC8s as a Panther. And there we go, Veteran 2 for the Panther 4, making that more formidable and less likely to be easily knocked out there by the EC8s. Mortar keeps up, though, the good pressure here versus Penguin. Keeps a bit of bay, but it's very much a bit of a stalemate here, and in that regard, Sebastian's not really doing much to sort of seriously threaten it, neither is Penguin. In that regard, there seems to be sort of a tactical and strategic stalemate going on as well. And certainly some fresh ideas would benefit either player a bit. At the very least, he could also consider just using hold down. Or again, his doctrine and all. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, so far in these 30 minutes, Sebastian has made 0 use of his doctrine, which again does strike me as a bit odd. As we have seen other players make good use of defensive doctrine of the Wehrmacht. And certainly on a map like this, you could certainly make some air. A hold down Panzer 4 Pack 43 would certainly do a lot as well to keep the EC8s, and certainly would also mean sure it wouldn't have been really necessary to tag up sending resources from that instead. So in that regard, there's clearly some issues here for Sebastian, I feel, at the moment. And for the taking a bit of damage here, in this case, it did not help though. There's the high velocity guns of the EC8s. One close, getting ever closer to Veteran 3 and an even higher rate of fire. Of North guns again. Note! I mean, there's clearly some issues there with Sebastian's infantry tactics. That's clearly something I would suggest him to work on, being a bit more, sensible, spreading out. I'm not exactly expecting him to instruct a ballet, but, using cover and advancing, having one unit cover the other, and, not just standing right next to each other, would be appreciable for his men's survival and overall his unit preservation, well, at least infantry preservation. He certainly seems to have an idea around using arm and other bits, but there seems to be a gap there when it comes to infantry. In this case, he's gotten extremely lucky. The EC8 just wiped everything he had there in 2 shots. But there you go, Grenadiers run off. Units bring up the center, Panther 4 slowly being repaired. Got another EC8, still no heavy Panzer Corps, still no Panthers, still no heavy Reich armor. And we got a Panther 4, although technically the Panther was a medium tank and was assigned as a medium tank then the German army. Vital to keep in mind. Vital to keep in mind.
Listen up. Here's the deal.
Reasons moving straight to the drawing fire there from the V42 and the Panther 4. Meanwhile, we got rifle strike from the south. Bunker well, nothing's still really happening with it. I'm guessing he's forgotten about it. He just, you know, I don't know, decided he doesn't even need it anymore. Or maybe he decided about it. And of course, in that regard, you know, there's a bit of a problem with the bunkers. You can't really do anything with them, which once you realise, you know, oh dear. Mortify going down with riflemen, quickly forcing them off the field. But a second Panzerkampfwagen ramming for Sebastian. And certainly it was common in the later stages of the war for Panzer Division to find their, well, tanks parcelled off to sort of be placed wherever they were needed along the front line, which certainly limited the Wehrmacht's offensive capabilities in later stages. And of course, the Panzer spread across a larger piece of territory. German got abandoned, Panzer IV almost knocked out. Bloody close. We've got a white phosphorus barrage that's coming thing up, and a smoke screen as well, just really thorough. Coal in there by Penguin, really nicely executed. Sending out here running, though of course the Pack Fort is still there, but they can't reach him. He's actually attacking through it. He's attacking through it. A bit late though, which of course rather is giving Sebastian their time to sort of line up a free, well, secondary defense line, in which case the E8 got blown apart. In this case though, Penguin rather wisely send in the novice, or the newbie. Hey new guy, charge through the smoke, I dare ya. Huh, you won't fool me boss. And then, so you know, very good. He didn't lose his more veteran tank, which would certainly cost him more, and he was also able to salvage the other EC8, which certainly helps a bit as well. Can't hold him repaired. He really, though, should consider getting that heavy Panzer Corps up. He really needs it, if anything. Got the non-veteran Panzer Corps moving in here. Not entirely sure what Sebastian's thinking. I mean, he's trying to do some damage here, but I really think he should try securing more of the map and set up some defences around, well, other places than the centre. Right, my apologies there. In fact, my computer crashed right after I stopped there checking there's something running in the background. I'm starting to think the memory leak has returned, which might force me, at least for the time being, to lower the settings for here from high to medium, since again the memory leak basically makes it not very sort of feasible if I want sort of stable recording. So my apologies there beforehand. But anyways, back to the fighting here. Go. We got some grenades being pushed back here by the riflemen. They're armed with their lethal BARs. Mortified, they're going down, and there we go. With all the light machine guns, that compels a full retreat right there from Penguin. Down.
Ground's ours, now spread out.
And we got the rifleman there with the purloined MG42 making the move up north. Overall, Sebastian's being pushed back. He's still not, for example, getting up that heavy Panzer Corps much else, nor Pack 43. He's not really doing anything sort of seriously put a dent into the EC8 plan here of Penguin at the moment. Even blitzing back rapidly there with his damaged Panzerkampfwagen 4.
All done here, boys. Area's secured.
Need to recap that fuel point. Consider doing something with that bunker at the very least. We've got a cycle in there for the pack house. There you go. Panzer moving in to deal with the anti-tank and head on. By the way, Penguin should consider using take aim again. It's a great ability. And there we go, actually. He's using take aim and armor piercing rounds. Wonderful, wonderful. So many players neglect it. But he might then consider pulling back here from the veterancy-free Granatenwerfer. Victory points-wise, things are not looking good here either for Sebastian. I mean, he's all his infantry handling a bit his strategy again of basically focusing everything down around here, while giving some strength again. Overall, it's not quite working out due to a lack of mobility and a bit too high a degree of rigidity. In particular, around with all those tanks, and considering that Penguin is a bit more mobile, a bit more flexible, and overall bit sharper than handling his infantry. Rather than creeping up there, more Shermans basically arriving here for Penguin. He's just rolling them out. I'm on a conveyor belt. Well, probably not. So just getting ready to call in another one. Martial wipe there for Sebastian against Penguin. Run, Joe! Oh, never mind. I never liked him anyway. We got the EC8 here. Close eventually, 3. Ever closer. Same though with the Panzer 4 there, also closing in veteran 3. I was about to call a Panzer 3, that was embarrassing. Another great squad wiped out again. We are seeing again for Sebastian there are some issues then, you know, keeping his men alive for longer periods of time. And that's also making it much more difficult for him to sort of maintain map control because he's constantly bleeding out and having to replace them. So there's clearly some problems here with the game as it progresses here for Sebastian, which does give Penguin a few more sort of opportunities. Penguin does handle his tactics a bit better, though again, he does rely a bit much, I feel, on brute force with the Germans. So he does know how to use smoke, which is always something. In this case, the Panther will not really hang much like there with its armour, despite being a bit improved there. Though there are several shots and afterwards bouncing off, which is nice for it. Bit of smoke there. Again from the Shermans. Make good use of it. I mean, that's great. I mean, so many American players, I do feel it occasionally does neglect the smoke screen ability of those Shermans, and certainly not only use offensively, though if just Penguin could use a bit better offensively, probably be a lot happier. But there you go. An additional Sherman. Oh, we've finally got the heavy Panzer Corps going up here. Finally! I'm only researching, what, 16 minutes ago, and only now does he get it. I mean, that's not very effective. And overall, I mean, in the meanwhile, I mean, he's lost a Panzer IV and overall allowed his opponent to build up a lot more Sherman EC8s. I mean, that's going to make it much more tricky for that one Panther to get anywhere, in particular now that he's lost his Panzer IV. Good job there, Fritz.
We're losing a capture point.
Now he's just down to one Panzer IV, and once the Panther arrives, versus 4 EC8s, including one highly veteran one. The right here, he might make a mistake. He's moving ahead. He's highly veteran as a tank on his own with no support, no screen, making it the full target here of the Wrath of the Wehrmacht. And there we go. Malta takes that, almost getting the veteran 3 Panther IV there. I mean, in that regard, Sebastian does also take some, I feel, unnecessary risks. I mean, he's not really using his mobility or anything, and certainly a veteran 3 Panther IV is very mobile. Besides, you know, being overall cool to look at. So in that regard, I do feel, you know, Sebastian himself also needs to consider other paths than the straight line. I mean, maneuver, flanking.
Ready for action.
Remember, Blitzkrieg is not about striking at where your opponent is toughest. It's in fact the opposite. It's about striking where your opponent is weakest. And then getting right past it and causing problems in the rear line. So in that regard, you know, I mean, overall, I would say Sebastian's playstyle is having some serious issues here on the offense and a bit in the defense. And so the victory point is not good. We got him 40 up north here trying to cover. We got finally the Panther out here. First SS sending in some of its heavy armor now. Panzerkampfwagen 5 having to be assembled here as well. With its high velocity 75mm gun. And sloped 80mm of armor. There we go. Gets a nice shot down the rear of the EC8. Well, he's got 3 of them. 4 of them, in fact. I mean, that's going to mean a lot of shots, and that's bound to make someone get through. And then we almost got the Panther already, particularly the Victory 3 one, which does have a high rate of fire. Panther 4 needs to get away as well. Blitzkrieg! Pack Fox moving up, now getting up some deadly volleys there. White Foster's back, and then he's actually moving at the packs ahead. Chaser! But I mean, again, in this regard, you know, you should have tried maneuvering, you should have tried striking else, you should have tried drawing out the EC8s in some trap, or sort of catching at least one off guard, and then knocking out instead of, you know, trying to take the entire US Armoured Force here head on. I mean, in that regard, he does seem to buy a bit too much into German propaganda here. And turning the Panzers are great, but, you know, they're not that great. And certainly in particular, not when you're using them as bluntly as that. I remember maneuver and all that, and certainly also the way he charged in his Panther basically neglected a lot of its strength, which again are its armor, but remember, the closer you get to an opponent, the less it offers because penetration goes up for the enemy. And certainly also neglects again a range, the Panther's range and high penetration gives it a good advantage, plus the armor. So in that regard, you know, that was overall a bit poorly executed by Sebastian, and overall neglected a lot of the strengths of the Panther, and certainly only made it easier for the EC8s. So definitely a bunch there to improve upon for Sebastian. Also focusing most of the change, of course, on the Ace Panzer IV here up north. And he's finally got, you know, 2 victory points, but it's rather become at a high cost. Now he's actually got 5 pioneers and a lot of flamethrowers. That's definitely a lot. More rough and running here, we got 4 EC8s again. One of them is Veteran 3, which is bound to give Sebastian a headache if he's not careful with his tanks. He should be able to call in another Panther soon enough, and in the meanwhile, he might even consider, you know, considering all the tanks, and again the fact he was late getting out his Panther, get a Pack 43. I mean, that would actually cause Penguin there to, well, hold up quite a bit.
Just got wiped out.
And there we go, every Pioneer rushing back here for the Panther. Pride of the Fatherland, but here we go, Panther on its own, needs to get away, gets away. Pack 40 here, they're ready, and there you go. And that guy, Penguin himself makes mistakes, he underestimates the Pack Frontier lay down, but there we go. Lays down and fight Foster's Bowers, used the sacrifice of the other one to basic drive his elite Sherman right past it. Panther 4 has already used his Blitzkrieg. Despite the Blitzkrieg, the EC8 quickly hunts it down, and there we go. Veteran 3, Panther 4 down, EC8, of course with his high rate of fire, barely took heavy damage. Panther though is ready. Can the Panther get it? Pack 40 is being cleared out. Easily cleared out here. Ravnier stopped up north by an enemy for a 2 nearby building. Panther moving in, both Pack 40's down. We got the command bunker down as well. Only one remaining here. Pack 40 is being wrecked, ensuring that Sebastian can't recruit. Nicely done there by Penguin. Panther here fighting away. Getting a bit more range out of it. Of course, someone to spot for it will help. Still closing in on Veteran G2 and Veteran 2 Sherman and Veterans 1 here, but now they all have at least a higher rate of fire to certain different degrees here. And certainly make things more miserable for the Panther. There you go, to attack Get close to penetrate the thick front line. We got just the Pioneers charging forwards. Apparently most of the infantry division's Pioneers, at least a bunch of them, have been assembled here for an assault. And Guard Ramp close getting wiped out. Apparently Penguin here was not paying attention, which could result here in a kill for Deutschland. Find in sicht! Fire! We got the Panther being prepared. We got a second Panther on the way here for Sebastian, but really I do feel it's a bit too late. I mean, again, it's not like he, again, with that early research, that 24 minutes, hasn't had the chance before to get out some Panthers. I mean, now the problem is, again, he's facing off against so many EC8s, and so veteran EC8s, it's going to be difficult for the Panthers to really get any footsteps on his ground. In particular, the way Sebastian's using them, which, again, is a bit unimaginative. And the tank rocket going off as the Panther. Got another Panther on the way here. Moments. Can the Panther save the day here for the Wehrmacht, for the Reich? Or will not even 2 Panthers be enough? Well, there you go. Second Panzerkampfwagen 5 mobilized for defense of Deutschland. Got some riflemen pushed away there. Close to Veteran 2, which is going to make it a lot easier for the EC to deal with it from the front. But again, with those high rates of fire, the EC does have decent penetration. I mean, even that might not quite suffice if Penguin does alright. It's only 2 Panthers in the hand. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, in particular if Sebastian can use his Panthers properly. At least he's joining up together to sort of create as much striking force in one place as possible. There you go, rolling out on the offensive here. On the other hand, all the EC8s up north, far away removed from the Panthers. Well, he's just got them upgrading machine guns. The problem is, and it's just a mistake. And there we go, he does allow them to shoot infantry again. You know, there's no point in having machine guns on them and then prioritise vehicles. That rather means the upgrade's kind of wasted. Since the Panther is much more reliant on machine guns to get anything killed compared to a Panther 4, which can rely on higher close rounds. And so tankers are firing, Panther does take a bit of damage. No arm piercing rounds, though. No arm piercing rounds. And then again, he's just holding up, just blobbing up. I mean, that guy, you know, Sebastian's clearly got a problem there. That's clearly something Sebastian, I do feel, needs to work on tactically. I mean, strategically, he's not too bad, but tactically, he does have a lot that needs to be improved upon, you know, at least a bunch. That's engaging the EC8s, they're just charging forward, straight through the lines here, the Pioneers run away. The Panthers are pulling back here. Shot after shot fired, we got Veteran 2 on the Panther. EC8s do not pursue, at least not immediately, but there you go, seems to go hit. Mortar firing. Firing against, there we go, one EC8 pokes its hit a bit too far ahead, and he's using those Veteran 1. There we go, down to half health for the other Panther. Almost got the EC8 there. Needs to pull back, Maybe lay down the smoke screen. There we go. One is being made down here. Good job, good job. Nope, where he's putting it. Right in front of the Panthers. Of course, he could have laid it a bit more closer to himself so the Panthers could easily right through. In fact, right now there's a chance here to maybe pursue, but no. In this case, Sebastian pulls back, perhaps not feeling like chancing it. And back to repairing those Panthers. And certainly with all the pioneers, he can do the repairs fast. And that guy, again, he's got a lot of sort of, you know, clever ideas, and he's got some good things going. But at the same time, there's clearly some problems there when it comes sort of preservation and pulling off something a bit more, well, sensible. There you go, repairing Panther. Other one close to victory 3, and he's now actually getting a punch. Oh, he cancelled it. A Stug right now might be a sort of quick option. He's very low in victory points to anything they could sort of add. And just a Stug, of course, with the same range of the Panthers, could sort of be used to support them while the Panthers then absorb the fire. And there again, another EC8 here, another EC8. I mean, he's really in a bunch. Mr. Penguin. I mean, that is a lot of tanks. Nope, he's going for the Panzerwerfer. And there he goes, he's about to get murdered. But they do barely manage to pull off. There you go, Panthers counter-attacking. Need to get the Pioneer support. A slightly more spread out formation if possible. Anti-tank moving up. Tank aim would be good. And of course, armor-piercing rounds. Shots bouncing off here. Then the shot went through there at furthest range. And there you go, we got the EC8 assault going in here. Anti-tank and supporting now victory 2 by the way. Carefully exposed in the rear, carefully exposed in the rear there, Sebastian. Almost victory 3 there, by the way, on the Panther, which will certainly make it even more lethal. There you go, shots going in there, there's the Panther. Lead one not being the most armored one, by the way. Just letting in the less armored one. And there you go, easily focused down here. I mean, that guy, you know, there's clearly a problem there. And again, tactically, there are some issues there for Sebastian. I mean, he went in the most narrowest point and sending the one at least armored first. Panzerwerfer going down. Pulling it back. White Phosphorus barrel shielding most of the Pioneers exposed. Straight into the White Phosphorus, carrying nothing for his men. Looks like Sebastian might have lost it a bit here. Got those EC8s rolling in. Pioneers for Australia, they could easily be wiped out in droves here, in particular the 50 calibers flying away as well. There we go. This is just a massacre. Absolute massacre. There we go, just being wiped out left and right. Flamethrowers being dropped. Panther not really doing much there to help, despite having the line of sight afforded by the retreating Pioneers in the bunker here. There we go, the veteran on the Panther. Veteran to flee.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits?
Panzerwerfer really stood out as an odd choice there. 10 points left here for Sebastian. His Panther is not really workable. His infantry is taking punishing casualties. And there's overall not a lot left for him there. There you go, riflemen are pushed away. And there we go, game over. Despite, you know, some interesting opportunities, Sebastian completely failed to make use of his doctrine, which I definitely think was a mistake, but also, you know, the other one sort of major was basically, you know, going for that third tier, or fourth tier, and then not using it until, like, much later in the game. Overall, really failing to get sort of Panthers in, and forcing Penguin then to change up his strategy instead. You know, by the time he really had Panthers up, it was already too late. Penguin had built up a large mass of tanks, and the Panthers really couldn't do much. Not least without a Pack 43, which then never appeared. I mean, that regard, there were some clear problems there. The bunkers were nice, and overall, again, strategically and certain extent tactically, Sebastian had a bunch of good ideas, but the problem was basically in terms of execution, particularly when it came to infantry. There were clearly some flaws there, and there's definitely something Sebastian needs to work on. He needs to at least be able to use cover and spread out his men a bit. I mean, he's way too eager to just charge in, ignoring cover and ignoring everything, just relying on raw mass, which is not really what the Germans are suited for. Same with his tanks. There's a clear lack of sort of maneuver in his mind, which will allow the Americans to sort of get a bit more of it on, well, their stuff. And overall, I mean, Sebastian struggled for sort of maintaining map control as well. So there are clearly some issues there for Sebastian here versus Penguin, though. Of course, Penguin did play a bit of risky strategy again. Had the Panthers up, and sooner he'd certainly be in a bit more trouble, since again his strategy would have forced him again to sort of then have to either take up or get beaten up. So it's not completely, you know, without its issues either. And that guy got a bit luckier thanks to the way Sebastian actually played. I mean, otherwise it would have certainly had a few more issues coming for it. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. Again, my apologies for the slight technical difficulties, but otherwise I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it goes to use for some matches. If you did, feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a replay and find some feedback in the channel, channel down there in the video description. Otherwise, feel free to, consider supporting the Propagandacast. Donations are quite welcome. There's a link in the channel video description there. Sorry, I'm also Twitch, so I'm used to saying channel description then. Now, of course, I'll say video, but anyways, channel description, there's a link there to PayPal. Always do consider disabling ad block otherwise, since that, of course, does also help me a bit. So thank you all for watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye!